So I wrote an article about how I believe that morality becomes irrelevant. And I didn't exactly like the response that I got, because some of the people that responded were quite smart actually, and they are capable of critical thinking. On the other hand, I had some responses, and I think, especially if you're like a writer or a content creator, you cannot avoid these people. But these are the people that Nietzsche would call the last man. And this is why I wrote a second article, and I want to read it to you. Yeah, I think it's a very beautiful article. And let's see what you say. So the title of the article is "Comfort Isn't Freedom. Why Nietzsche's Last Man Deserves the Middle Finger." Why is it always the wrong people who cheer when morality is questioned? Every time I talk about morality being irrelevant, I see the same crowd nodding along. The lazy, the ones so wrapped in their comfort. They'd rather sink into mediocrity than face the challenge of truth. They don't actually want to discover who they are or what their values are. They don't want to question, they don't want to peel back the layers, they don't want to go through the discomfort of real authenticity. They just want relief. They want someone, anyone, to give them permission to stay in their lowest form. Comfort junkies. Nietzsche had a name for this: the last man. He's the one who blinks, yawns, and declares, "We have discovered happiness." But his happiness is nothing but safety, comfort, the absence of effort. He cheers when morality collapses, not because he's ready to create his own values, but because he thinks it means he never has to bother. That's the thing most people miss about Nietzsche's critique of morality. He didn't dismantle morality so you could sit on your couch and call it freedom. He tore it down to make space for the terrifying, exhilarating work of creating something new. Your own values, your own truth, your own path. But most people don't want that. Most people want the shortcut. They hear morality is fake, and what they actually register is, great, now I don't have to think, now I don't have to try. And they cheer, because they've been given intellectual cover for their laziness. Here's the middle finger. I have zero respect for these people. They are parasites of philosophy. And yet there is a small, rare group who gets it, who does more than just throw morality in the trash, but who takes that freedom to dig deeper and ask the uncomfortable questions. These people identify real values and build the discipline to live by them. Those are the people I want to reach. Are you those people? That's not in the article. However, let's keep going. And to all the rest of you who are cheering from their place of comfort, Nietzsche, so your flobby little waddle from a mile ago. So please waddle back from where you came. Mic drop.